expects that an attack to be coming in, but again, Jambi with an observer wandering around just around Bisu's front door. Bisu meanwhile with his 5th gateway going down, and both players really parlaying here, and you're seeing the sword fight between these two guys, where each blow is being deflected, and each thrust is being met by a counter thrust, and each attack met by an equal parry. So great StarCraft by both of these players, and Jambi certainly holding his own against Bisu, if not slightly ahead in the lead, and Bisu with the dual shuttles, and you can see how shuttle play is going to be key in Protoss versus Protoss matchups on this map. Because of those narrow bridges, it just makes it so hard to assault the opponent's front door and push around, because the opponent can just set up a Dragoon arc and just kill you as you come in on top of storming you if you manage to do that. But Bisu is going to try and come in again with a drop. Jambi though has got 5 Dragoons waiting, and if he manages to get a kill on the Reavers or the shuttles, it might set Bisu back even further. Meanwhile, it looks like Bisu just building a pylon at the 4 o'clock expansion on the right-hand side of the map. Jambi with the shuttle as well, with 2 shuttles as well, loaded up with Reavers. It looks like Jambi's loading up with DTs as well. So Jambi's ready to make an assault as well. And you can see the shuttle play is going to be a huge deal on this map. And both players now with dual shuttles wandering around, all about mobility. It looks like Jambi's ready to make a move finally. It looks like he's ready to move out. Bisu with the Dragoon there to scout Jambi coming out, and Bisu needs to move that Dragoon back before he's going to lose it. Jambi a couple of Dragoon hits, and Bisu manages to lose the Dragoon, not able to pull that Dragoon back in time. Just a little bit slow to react there. Bisu, he would have been able to save that Dragoon had he pulled it back a little bit earlier. Now Bisu going in for the drop, and Jambi's away. Jambi's pushing out, and Bisu's coming in with the 2. And he's dropping right on top with the 2 shuttles in the middle of Jambi's base. Jambi managed to pull most of his probes out. Reaver shots going off, but Bisu's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. And Bisu actually pulling out. Bisu not really... reloading his levers, now dropping them. Meanwhile, Jambi is dropping in Bisu's base, so both players in each other's bases, and neither player able to take the Reavers down. Bisu taking massive damage to his economy, losing loads and loads of probes there. Meanwhile, Bisu has killed Jambi's Nexus, so Bisu kills Jambi's Nexus. Jambi's hammering away at Bisu's Nexus. I think Bisu's going to come off worse here, because I do feel that Jambi pulled most of his probes out. Bisu bringing Zealots in to try and stop Jambi from taking his Nexus down. Jambi only has the 1 Reaver, and Jambi gets the kill on the Nexus as well. Double Nexus kill from these 2 players. Excellent counter-attacking play. Both Nexuses go down. Bisu, it looked to me like for a second like he wasn't really committing, because he dropped the 2 Reavers, even though he had the 2 shuttles. He didn't seem to have dropped a lot of ground troops. But now Jambi's countering, attacking Bisu, and Jambi obviously with the DTs, along with the Reaver. Bisu and the Zealot now attacking Bisu's Expo that Bisu set up at the bottom right-hand corner of the map at the 4 o'clock position. Looks like Bisu might be able to just about take this Nexus down as well, but Jambi might be able to take this Nexus down, but Jambi's forced to pull out as Bisu's reinforcements arrive. Meanwhile, Bisu with DTs in Jambi's base, they've been spotted out, and they're going to get taken out. Crazy action all over the place here. Bisu attacking Jambi and vice versa. Both players using Reavers and Zealots and DTs, and you can just see the kind of exciting mirror matchup play that's going to be produced by this map on for Protoss versus Protoss. Both players now, and in my excitement, I've managed to yank my mic off my headset off my head. I've managed to finally get it back on. But both players just going all out offense on this, and now the middle of the map is being contested. Bisu moving up with a largish army. Initially we saw both players holding back just behind their bridges, but now both players feel secure enough to be able to push forward. So both players now having to rebuild after that colossal attack, and I'm not sure who, if anyone, came out with an advantage of that. I just have a small feeling that Jambi killed more probes of Bisu's than Bisu did Jambi, and Jambi coming in with another drop, and another massive Reaver Scarab goes off, killing loads of probes, and the DTs and the Zealot hammering away at the Nexus. Jambi getting another Reaver Scarab off, and the Nexus goes down, and Bisu loses his expansion. That expansion was key to Bisu to keep him at par with Jambi, considering the fact that he has lost a lot more probes. Jambi with another drop, this time at Bisu's National Expo, not able to get the Reaver Scarab off this time, but Jambi's Reaver Micro and Shuttle Micro has just been outstanding. It's really impossible to tell which of these players has lost more probes and which has lost less. Jambi this time again with a Reaver drop behind. I don't think this Scarab is going to hit, unfortunately for Jambi. It was a good Reaver drop, good position. Bisu didn't anticipate it, and Jambi managed to get a good Scarab off, but the Scarab circled around the mineral lines, giving Bisu that extra second he needed to pull his probes away, and that would probably have been game set match if Bisu had lost that. So Jambi, even though he seemed to have had Bisu's Nexus down at the wreckage of Bisu's Nexus at the 4 o'clock position, really got to hurt him big time. Looks like Bisu's getting ready to put up another Nexus, and Bisu needs to do something here to hurt Jambi, because Jambi's economy seems to be in a slightly stronger position than Bisu's, even though Bisu's got a massive force on the ground, and Bisu now pushing out, trying to make sure that Jambi doesn't try and get an expansion up at the 2 o'clock position. Jambi meanwhile with another drop at what looks like Bisu's National Expo, another Scarab shot going off, and oh my god! just a massive explosion in the middle, rippling out, and it's like dropping an A-bomb to kill a submarine and take out the entire ocean with it. Jambi killing about 8 probes with that A-bomb scarab of Bisu's, and Bisu's economy is in tatters. Bisu hasn't been able to deliver nearly the same amount of destruction to Jambi's, and I don't think it's been luck. Jambi just has been able to keep that harass going and going and going, and Bisu just hasn't been able to corner that shuttle of Jambi's and the Reaver and take it down, and Jambi is just laying so much hurt at Bisu, and I'm not sure what Bisu's going to be able to do. The only interesting fact here is that Jambi has not taken tried to take an expansion yet. It looks like Jangmi's finally getting ready. He feels that he's got enough of a ground force to match Bisu on the ground, and it looked like for a second like he was getting ready to take the expansion at the 9 o'clock, at the 10 o'clock position, but he doesn't seem to have done that. So both players now parlaying in the middle of the map, in the larger, relatively open space in the middle of the map. And this is one of the things I don't like about this map, is that there aren't many open spaces, which does dissuade large battles, because it's all going to be about positioning and which player can get a broadside of his opponents. And Bisu is looking like he's in trouble. The Samson Khan coach does look optimistic, and the shuttle's crossing paths again. Bisu finally realized that he needs to do some sort of harass here. Jambi coming in, he's going to head straight for Bisu's main, but Bisu's going to see the shuttle coming. He's got to pull his probes off the line. If he doesn't, it's going to be horrible by Bisu. High Templar coming in, storm going off. No Reaver this time, and the High Templar is probably going to get taken out. The shuttle goes down! Bisu targets the shuttle with the 2 Dragoons. That shuttle has been fighting for Jambi for a long time now, and finally Bisu manages to take it out. Is Bisu going to be able to deliver some counterattack here with his own shuttle in Jambi's base? Jambi has seen the shuttle coming as well. The shuttle arriving in Bisu's base. Photon cannon focus firing on the shuttle, but Jambi's probes are trapped. Bisu drops a Reaver. This time he's got to inflict massive damage. The photon cannon gets taken down, and looks like the probes are not going to be able to get out. DT's in there as well. Just massive carnage. Bisu firing away with Bisu, actually, sorry, my mistake. It wasn't a Reaver drop. I got the colors mixed up there. Jambi had the Reaver in there. Bisu dropping the DTs, and Jambi defended quite well. So a Reaver there would have really done a lot of damage, but neither player with the resources to produce more Reavers. Jambi had the defensive Reaver in his base. Bisu with the DTs. Jambi with the High Templars, but neither player inflicting significant damage on each other's economies. And you have to feel that Bisu was the one who really needed to lay the hurt on Jambi there, considering how much carnage and destruction Jambi has wrecked with Bisu's economy, and really crippled him and crippled his production ability. Bisu once again dropping in. Looks like DTs once again. The photon cannon had just been killed last time around. Bisu this time, but the photon cannon is just going to come in. Bisu getting a couple of probe kills. He's not going to try and take the photon cannon down. And Bisu's DT seemed to get stuck there for a second, trying to reach the photon cannon, not able to make it, and the Dark Templar goes down, unfortunately for Bisu. I'm not sure why he didn't kill a few more probes there. Jambi, meanwhile, looks like he's got his expansion up and running at the 10 o'clock base. Bisu looks like he's rebuilt his expansion at the 4 o'clock position. But Jambi seems to have a much larger army on the ground. The only thing that's holding him at bay is Bisu's excellent positioning around the bridges, and Jambi's just not able to find a way across. He doesn't want to get onto the bridges and have himself stranded against potential storms, and Bisu doesn't seem to have a lot of High Templars there. He's produced a lot of Archons. Jambi seems to have more High Templar in his ground forces, although Bisu probably has his High Templar in his shuttles. Jambi with lots and lots and lots of Zealots, and Bisu with 1 shield upgrade on his Bisu with two 1 upgrades on his Zealots, it looked like, and they clicked off unfortunately before I had a chance to exactly make sure. Hopefully I'll get a read this time on the upgrades. Jambi once again coming around with a shuttle. Looks like he's going to try. I'm not sure what he's loaded up in it. Probably a High Templar again, or maybe he's picked up that Reaver that he had for defense on his base. He's going to come and do a drop again. It's going to come in and fire from the photon cannon. Bisu's seen this drop coming this time. High Templar, great storms, but Bisu manages to divide his probes. Another storm, and this time Bisu's probe walk right into it and get annihilated. Tornado storm over Bisu's probes at his 4 o'clock expo, losing masses of probes, and his economy is in shreds. And it just looks like Bisu's going to get taken down by Jambi here. Jambi playing some great Protoss versus Protoss, and I'm not sure many people would have expected this. Jambi is a very good player, but you would have probably expected 7 or 8 times out of 10 at least Bisu to triumph, but looks like Jambi is making that 30% count in his favor. Bisu with a shuttle hovering above Jambi's 10 o'clock expo, at the top left hand corner of the map, between Jambi's 10 o'clock expo and his main, and looks like he hasn't really gone for a drop yet. I'm not sure what he's waiting for, but that was sore. That had to hurt Bisu. Jambi gambling with the shuttle. I think he lost the shuttle in the process, but that storm, Bisu initially had done a great job of dividing up his probes, of they're sending them in separate directions in 2 groups and avoiding the initial batch of storms. But as the Pro Sky, the massive battle going off here in the middle of the map. Finally, Bisu going on the attack, but Jambi storms all over. Bisu's already lost one of the Reavers. He's going to lose his second Reaver as well. Bisu loses both his Reavers. Jambi actually on the defensive. Bisu looks like he's the one pushing across the bridge. Jambi's got 2 Reavers in there. Bisu's closed the gap now against Jambi's forces. Jambi's lost most of his Zealots, but Bisu is down to mainly Archons. Meanwhile, Jambi looks like he's going to take this battle.